What's up, guys? This is the first video on this account. My other account kind of broke, but I don't know how well you can see. I'm trying out a new camera setup, but I'll be going over my Shaddoll deck profile. So let's get started. Let's not delay. So we're going to start off with our triple Shaddoll Wendy. What? My phone just buzzed. Ignore that. But Wendy is a playmaker. Wendy is very nice. She allows, when she's flip face up, and her send to the grave effect's the same when you're allowed to play a Shaddoll face down from your grave or deck, which is nice. Allows you to play stuff down like Hedgehog that gets you your plays. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, we will not be disturbed now. Play Shaddoll Squamata 3. Squamata comes in handy. Flip, destroy a monster on the field. One monster on the field, destroy it. And when it's sent to the grave, you can send another card with it. So you can, Mathematician, send this to your grave, and then allowing you to send pretty much any Shaddoll monster to your grave, any Shaddoll card. Next we have our triple Hedgehog. Each effect is also once per turn. So, triple Hedgehog, when it's flipped, you're allowed to search a Shaddoll spell trapped to your hand, which would be nice to search your fusions, because you're really not going to search any other Shaddolls to your hand. And next, when it's sent to the grave by a card effect, you are allowed to add a Shaddoll monster to your hand. I'm sorry, I'm a little twisted in my head right now. Next we have two Nail Shaddoll. Ariel. Ariel comes in handy with your banished. When you run 3, it can brick you a little bit because if you don't have anything in banish. But running 1, you don't see it enough, so running 2 would be just about perfect. When it flipped, target 1 banished, bring it back to your field. When it is sent to the grave, you can banish 3 cards from any player's graveyard. Next we're going to run 2 Shaddoll Beast. Beast is nice just to get your draw. You're not really going to summon it, so you don't need to worry about the flip effect to draw 2, discard 1. But when it's sent to the grave, you're allowed to draw a card, which is nice. Next, 2 Shaddoll Dragons. Bounce card to the hand is nice, but that won't really matter unless it's something that it took your opponent forever to summon. Which, typically, if it takes forever to summon, they either have a negate to protect it, or it can't be targeted or destroyed, like Borolo Dragon. But that spell trap destruction, when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, is why it's in here, because there's really no spell trap destruction in here. And for our last Shaddoll monster, we're running 1 Falco. Falco's nice. You don't need to run multiple, because running multiple is not going to do you anything. When it's sent to the grave by a card effect, you can summon itself back out. Flip, target 1 Shaddoll monster in your grave, and go ahead and summon it to your field in face up or face down defense. Next, triple Mathematician. Mathematician, sent to your grave. Card effects start pulling off. That is very nice. No need to go into combos, draw powers, just an added bonus. Next we have Armageddon Knight. Playmaker, makes sense. Next we have Performance Trick Clown and Hat Tricker. Trick Clown is sent to the grave. You can target it or Hat Tricker if the other one's in the grave. Summon it, make its attack and defense, I believe. Attack and defense 0, and you take 1,000 damage. Doesn't get banished when it leaves the field, so you can send it, bring it back. Send it, bring it back. Hat Tricker is, you're not really going to be using its effect. If you do control multiple monsters, you can special summon it if you need it for like the super poly. But beyond that, don't really matter. Next, that's it for the monsters. Get these out of here. Next, we have 3 Super polarizations. Super Poly comes in really handy, especially with this deck, with everything requiring a different attribute. It's really self-explanatory. Discard a card. Now that discard allows you to trigger your Shaddoll's effects as well. Next we have triple Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion comes in handy once again to Fusion Summon. We are running 11 fusion spells in here. It's fusion deck, you need to run those fusion spells. But it's pretty much just a poly for Shaddoll monsters, but if your opponent controls a monster special summon from the extra deck, it pretty much allows it to become a Red Ice Fusion without that can't summon or set. So if your opponent controls something like a Borreload or just something summoned from the extra deck, you're allowed to just be able to search really anything or from your deck to the grave, not only to trigger effects. Squamata to mill one of the trap cards that you'll see, the Red Shaddoll incarnation. But Shaddoll Fusion, pretty much to get your fusions going from the deck. A lot of metagame this day is extra deck, so that will be no problem. Next, triple L Shaddoll Fusion. It's the same thing as Shadow Fusion, but instead of from the deck, it is a quick play spell. So get rid of the deck aspect of it, but make it a quick play and you get your good combos. It makes it really nice to go into OTKs with a deck that typically wouldn't OTK. A deck type spellcasters don't tend to OTK, they grind up then kill. Next we're running 2, Nifi, if that's how you pronounce it, Shaddoll Fusion. Being able to equip, change the attribute will allow you to pretty much change anything in your extra deck, but you can't trigger it during your opponent's turn, and beyond that it doesn't really have an extra boost. So running it at 2, giving you that extra fusion spell, but it's not really needed. Next, running our non-fusion spells, triple Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is amazing in this deck, because if something gets banished, oh boo-hoo, no big deal. Either Ariel can bring it back, if it's something important, or it's just something like Squamata, or something you already used its effect this turn, Beast. If you have a perfect hand, you don't want to get rid of something like Squamata or Ariel to trigger your plays, get rid of Beast. That won't be a problem. Next we have our Monster Reborn. Construct gets sent to the grave, go ahead and bring it back. Pretty much it for the spells. Self-explanatory there. Now, going into the traps. Now, I've gotten a little bit of, why would you do this? 2 Resh Incarnations. I've been told to only play the 1 trap, 1 incarnation, considering I'm running 3 traps. And Incarnation's nice. It's a Monster Reborn for Shaddolls that allows you to play it face up or face down, as well as you can banish it from your grave, and you pretty much get combo plays. Flip a Shaddoll face up, and I will be showing you one of those combos that I've seen like several other YouTubers do, but I figured it out before I started watching them. And last, 1 Shaddoll core. If you prefer to run something like a Sinister Shadow game, could run that instead. I decided to go with core because core could be used as any attribute to summon. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. I keep dropping cards. I'm sorry about that. Ugh. Extra deck. Now, underdeveloped extra deck, really no problem. But I can tell you what other cards you can put in and take out. And the only reason it's underdeveloped is because all the cards I need to finish the extra deck is, like, pricey. So, triple El Shaddoll Construct. Construct self-explanatory. No need to really worry about that. Construct, when it's summoned, you can send to your grave any Shaddoll card in your deck. Whenever it battles a special summon monster, does not matter where from, it immediately destroys it before damage calculation. If it is sent to the grave, you're allowed to add any Shaddoll spell trap to your hand. I thought there was another effect that I thought I was completely missing. It's like, huh? But no. If it's sent to the grave, you could add, like, your fusion spell to summon it right back to your hand. Just fusion right back out. So, Construct. Winda at 3. I was thinking about running Winda at 2 till I just dueled with the deck. And running it at 3 is a lot better because 1 got banished, which I could have brought back with Ariel because I had it in my hand and Resh in the grave, but I will show you that combo in a minute. But Winda, banished, 1 in the grave, and that third one saved my butt. Saved my butt from a Phantom Knight Burning Abyss deck. Pretty nice. Next, special summon once if it's sent to the grave. And also can't be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Next, 3 Apkalone. Having that negate monster on the field is very nice. When it's sent to the grave, you can add a spell trap to your hand, but you have to discard a card. Nice playmaker, but it's not quite. It's in here for the negate. Do take 2 of these out, as well as either Starving Venom or Construct, because Construct sucks. And throw in Cross Sheep. Still keep 2 of these and 1 Construct in the deck, because Construct does come in handy. Next, we are running 1 Shakanaga, 1 Wendigo, that's the 1 Krista, and the 1, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but 1 of each attribute. So if you're battling against opponent's deck, you could. Shakanaga is going to be the most, so if you want to take one of these out or Starving Venom out and throw in a second one of those, perfectly fine. The deck will still run how it's supposed to. But it's pretty much self-explanatory there. They're only in here to clear out the other attributes of your opponent's monsters. Next, we're running 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. It's a dark monster that when it's summoned, you can take an opponent's monster's attack and effect till the end of the turn. And Shaddoll Construct. Fusion place. Beyond that, Construct is not even good. Now, if Construct had arrows pointing here, that would be better, but they're here. Even if they made it like a Link 3 with a downward pointing arrow, that would be fine. But Construct kind of forces you to run stuff like Cross Sheep, which the price went from like $2 to like $30 in like 2 days. So, yep, there's that. Now moving on to the sideboard, which I do run, and I will explain every card in it. Starting off with each of those. Self-explanatory. So if you're going against something like a fire deck that has no water in it and you don't want to summon him, you can take him out and put Krista in. There, now you have an extra one for fire. Same thing with wind, water, and if you just want to throw this in, like take out a Construct or Starving Venom and throw that in there, that's fine too. I have no problem with Starving Venom being in the main deck, but it has its twists and turns. Next we have Shaddoll Incarnation, also going from the most important to the least important, might I say. So, Incarnation is in here for, in case your opponent knows they need to banish it, you can put another one in here so you have an extra one. Next we have Shaddoll Fusion. If your opponent once again knows to get rid of that, it's in here for an additional fusion spell if your opponent's all about anti-spell cards, anti-spell trap. 1 Ariel if your opponent's playing a banish-based deck. Now, this one took me a couple of minutes to decide on, and it all depends on your playstyle. You can either, I've decided to do 2 Kelios. Kelios sucks, it is terrible, but I do see its uses every once in a while. So there is that upside. But if you don't want to run Kelios, Sinister Shadow Game's nice too. I was thinking about running 1 apiece, but I couldn't completely decide on that, so double Kelios. Now, this was another one of them that I struggled to choose on, but triple Summoner Monk. I don't know why I just changed my tactics on stacking the cards, but triple Summoner Monk. If you discard a spell card, it is no big deal, you have others in here. I do not suggest discarding a spell card unless you have either a fusion spell in your hand, in which other than this one you're wanting to discard, and you can go into perfectly fine place. Paracerberus, pretty much an anti-battle, trying to get around battles, no problem there. And it's an earth if need be to go, but Mathematician is also an earth. And last, Dark Arm Dragon. I see it being ran at 1 in sideboard with this deck because it comes in handy, but it's not exactly perfect. Now, going into some of the combos, you are going to need Construct or Winda, does not matter, Construct would be the better option. You are going to need Resh, Shaddoll, Incarnation, and Shaddoll Fusion, but no, I'm not going to go into the full long combo. But you will need those 4, or this is your choice. I'm going to just do Construct because that's typically what is done. So, here's what you would do. Construct gets summoned, you send Incarnation to your grave. Construct finds a way to leave the field while Ariel is face down. So, Ariel, face down. Construct leaves the field, Resh is in the grave. Banish Resh and Construct. To activate Resh's effect, flip Ariel, Ariel brings back Construct. Now, here's what I like doing with this combo, is I used Construct to fuse into another Construct. That was so I had 1 in the grave, adding to hand, to fuse into a 3rd one if need be, or after the fact with the flip. Banish Incarnation, bring back, flip, bring back that other Construct. And then fuse into a 3rd one using that, and like Trick Clown that kept bringing itself back out. So now your opponent is faced with 3 Constructs, and the only way to get through Construct is to have a non-special summon monster that's got more than 28 attack points. It seems simple, it really isn't. 28 is a pretty high attack. Your opponent decides to bring out something like an Ultimate Conductor, and you somehow, they forget or don't use its effect, attack Construct, or they think like, oh, Construct isn't going to do anything, 700 damage, then that would be better. But they attack Construct. Construct's effect activates, destroying the Ultimate Conductor. That is pretty much it. Yeah. If you want to go follow my Instagram, it is the Dark Pegasus 1. Or Team.yugioh.casual. And with that, I am going to write it out for y'all. Ignore if you can see that. One, or that's I completely butchered that one. can go follow either of these on my Instagram. You can DM me, I will message you, I will send you deck lists. Go ahead, be free to do whatever you would like. Thank you, and have a good episode. Have a good day.